Hey, what's up, guys? We got UFC Fight Night, Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett. I'm breaking down every single fight, starting off the night with Pereira Rodriguez versus Sam Hughes. So I'm choosing Pereira Rodriguez in this fight. This is a rematch. Sometimes I don't choose people if they win the first fight on the rematch, but the reason why I'm choosing her because they fought relatively the same since the first encounter to now. So that's why I'm kind of like comfortable choosing Pereira Rodriguez. She is going, I think she's going to have the fight on the front foot. I think it comes down to that. And she had that on the fight on the front foot the first fight, and she's able to shoot underneath Sam Hughes to get the takedown. I think Sam Hughes is the best when she's going forward. And she does have a certain level of respect for some of her opponents. And she had the respect for Pereira Rodriguez, and she has fought like that in the past, like in the recent past. Because she has fought going backwards, and she has won some of those fights, but against Pereira Rodriguez, I don't know if much needs to change from the game plan of Pereira Rodriguez just because of the lack of finishing potential on both sides. So that's why I'm backing Rodriguez in this fight. Next, we got Elijah Smith versus Sung Young Yu. So a lot of people are probably going to choose Yu. I like Elijah Smith, though. I've talked about in the past how I like Elijah Smith. Su Young Yu is an excellent fighter. He's very technical at range. He's very relaxed in the cage. He has very good wrestling, very good chain wrestling. Sometimes his opponent gets up, but his chain wrestling is so good, he's going to get the person back down. However, on the regional scene, he did fight a guy with good wrestling, a Dagestani guy, and he was on the feet, and I think he got a little bit exposed when he didn't have the threat of a takedown. So against Elijah Smith, who's also good at wrestling, very well-rounded because he's a new generation of fighter, very young. I think if it's neutralizing this on the feet, then I do favor Elijah Smith winning. He is a lot more explosive. He does have the better hands. Though they're developing, he has gotten way more knockouts. He's hurt way more people on the feet. He does keep distance well with a good jab and calf kick. So that's what I'm basing off of. This is a very close fight. I think the odds do indicate it because Elijah Smith, he was like a minus 800 favorite last fight. Now he's only minus 200, but I'm not looking from a betting perspective. I'm looking from just the odds let me know what the bettors, like what the books think how close this fight's going to be. But nonetheless, I got Elijah Smith, and I might be biased because I like him a lot. Next, we got Bia Mesquita versus Montserrat. I got Bia. You know, Rendon, she's not bad. I had her last fight. She's gritty vet. They're just around the same age though, but she's been in the UFC longer. She's gritty. Her stand-up is not her strong suit. Her strong suit is grappling. And I think that runs into Bia's strong suit, which is also grappling, but at a way higher level. So I think it's only logical to go Bia. It is a world where Rendon does like out-tough her and stuff, but Bia hasn't gotten a lot of girls down the regional scene, so she did take the time on the regional scene to develop, and you did see that in her UFC debut. She was able to take somebody down and tap them out, but in the regional scene, it wasn't that easy for her. And maybe she had to wait to round 2 or 3, you know. And so I do like to see that progression, and that's why I'm pretty comfortable picking her. Next, we got Luan Lacerda versus Hecher Sousa. To me, this is a much closer fight than it may seem. Lacerda, he's a grappling threat, sub threat. He got very heavy low kicks. His boxing is okay. He's been he's inactive. He did fight recently last year, but before that, it was like 3 years ago. Sousa is a Dana White Contender Series guy. I think he's into Poirier's gym. Lots of hype. He got good takedown defense. He's very, very technical. I'm going to choose Sousa because I think he could grind his way to a victory. What I mean by that is when he's in those tough spots, he'd know what it takes to win. Not saying Luan doesn't, but Sousa, he's overcame so much adversity. He got knocked down the regional scene. He's seen it all in the cage. He has multiple ways of winning. I don't like how Luan sometimes accepts the bottom position to fish for submissions. which is okay because he has tapped guys out. But against somebody like Sousa, who is very technical and good grappling as well, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to have to go Sousa in that one. Next, we got Bolaji Oki versus Manoel Sousa. I'm going to go Oki in this one. So this is Manoel Sousa's UFC debut. He is good regionally. He's very strong, a good grinder, got great forward pressure. He almost lost his fight in Dana White Contender Series, though. It wasn't some wash away. He almost lost. It was a very, very close fight. He almost lost. Now, he didn't lose, and, you know, and I think the guy he went against just gassed himself out. I think he was not the better fighter that night. But let's get back to Sousa. He is powerful, but he's not producing these knockouts like he was earlier on in his, like when he's going against different competition. As far as Oki, he gets himself in, I think he's more talented than a guy like Chris Duncan, than a guy like Mason Jones. However, he's chinny. His fight IQ is not there. Now against a lesser opponent, in my opinion, I value Chris Duncan and I value Mason Jones. They're both very good technically. But Oki, he does have a good jab. He does start very fast, and and it is concerning because Sousa can make a late rally, but it's not like Oki can't fight the full 3 rounds. He just a little chinny. I don't like how he gets hit too much. However, I do think against Sousa, I do think he has an advantage being in the UFC, having that good jab, maintaining that distance, because he does it well. It's just once he hurts you, he tries to finish you, and sometimes he don't finish everybody. But I think he can get through that adversity and beat Sousa. I don't think Sousa's going to be able to take him down. Like, Sousa is used to controlling the fight. I don't think this fight he's not going to be able to control. He's not going to be able to take him down and just hold him there when he's tired. And I think Oki's going to force him into a firefight, and I think Oki wins a firefight. He is a big underdog, but take that of what you will, but I got Oki in this one. Next, we got Chris Curtis versus Myktybek Orolbai. I'm going Orolbai in this one, mainly because, okay, when Chris Curtis fought Kopylov, he was getting taken down a lot. Kopylov is not, all these guys got grappling, but he's not a threat like Orolbai is. Just look at Euro's medic. Orolbai was able to control him, and that's something a lot of people aren't able to do. Orolbai he's been through these fights. He was in these fight of the year, these wars, like 2 years ago. Now he's kind of getting to the stage where he's showing his skill case without getting punched in the face 100 times, and that's what you want to see. So Chris Curtis, he's a vet. He, got the nice shoulder roll, lots of power, like him at 170. I just think Orolbai is an uphill battle. Is it a world where Chris Curtis wins? Perhaps it is. I just think that takedowns or Orolbai and the wrestling threat, and him being very tough, does not play into Chris Curtis's hands. So that's why I'm choosing Orolbai to get the victory. Next, we got Brad Tavares versus Eryk Anders. This is a close fight. I thought Eryk Anders retired. He didn't retire. I'm pretty sure he retired, but whatever. I got Brad Tavares. Eryk Anders is a good wrestler. He's a good grinder. He got good ground and pound. He's actually very tough. He doesn't get, I know he went against a tough guy last fight, but, when he went against Weidman, he was losing, came back from behind, and he's tough. I like Brad Tavares' power. I like his boxing. I like his low kicks. This is the main thing that's driving me towards Brad Tavares. It's when he went against GM3, how he defended a lot of takedowns. I don't think Eryk Anders is that much better of a grappler than GM3. So logically, if I see Brad Tavares defend these GM3 takedowns, even though that wasn't his last fight, but he did it relatively recently. If I see him defend these GM3 takedowns, and I'm assuming he could defend the Eryk Anders takedown, because GM3 is the guy that's going to get you down and submit you. Eryk Anders might be the guy to get you down and beat you up, but he ain't going to submit you, in my opinion. So that's why I have Brad Tavares. 50-50 fight. Next, we got Bruno Silva versus Charles Johnson. picking Charles Johnson, but it's very risky because I don't like. I've came to the conclusion you can't pick vets against Charles Johnson. I'm sure everybody knew that. I somehow believed in him after beating Kavanaugh, and we see how good Kavanaugh is. Bruno Silva, I just don't think he got the finishing power to stop Charles Johnson like an Alex Perez, nor does he have the wrestling to hold him down. Now, Bruno Silva likes to keep the distance, then he likes to crash in. He likes to do elbows, hooks, anything to crash, to cover the distance because he is a short guy for the weight class. He got very nasty low kicks, which is something that Charles Johnson can be susceptible to. Bruno Silva does have a takedown threat. And he got now this is Charles Johnson's got to watch out for. Bruno Silva has a very, very good uppercut, and that's dangerous. Charles Johnson is going to be the taller, longer guy, so you would think an uppercut won't work, but Bruno Silva crashes in with it and closes that distance uppercut, which is a unique thing. But I didn't speak much about Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson got very slick striking on the feet, kind of keep his hands low, good wrestling. I think he better utilize the distance advantage, but again, man, it's a vet, Bruno Silva. I chose him his last fight, chose Charles' last fight, their last fights, both of them. One disappointed me, one didn't. So we're going to see if Charles Johnson, I think he can get the victory. We're going to see though. Next, we got Vitor Petrino versus Steven Asplund. Boy, this fight. So I'm choosing Steven Asplund, and logically, it really don't make sense. Like technically, it don't make sense, but I'm gonna go with logic. I'm gonna try to use logic with a little bit of luck. So Vitor Petrino is supposed to be injured. Now, is he really injured? I don't know. I believe he's a late one of these guys is a late replacement, but whether he's injured or not, let's pretend like he's injured a little bit, because that really is a factor. Is he injured or not? But let's say he's not injured. Vitor Petrino is very powerful with great grappling. Now, we have seen Steven Asplund get taken down in the regional scene and get controlled. I think he has gotten better from that moment, to be honest. Petrino also lost to Anthony Smith. I think you have to bring that up every time we talk about Petrino. You got to bring up he lost to Anthony Smith, because that is a relevant fact. If you haven't seen Petrino fight, you'll think he's the greatest guy in the world until you bring up Anthony Smith. I was like, what the fuck was he doing? Petrino does love throwing single shots to get the KO. And then once he closes the distance with the single shots, if he does not get the KO, he will take the fight to the ground. And Petrino's going to be better in round 1. Now, Steven Asplund, this is where he strives in round 2, 3. Even in round 1. If he gets the tempo going on you, it's going to be a long, long night for you. He's a big guy. He can take a punch. He got volume. He got good cardio. Takedown defense, not all that. But I think he can survive. And I think that's what it comes down to. Can Steven Asplund survive round 1 in the takedowns? I'm going to say yes. We're going to see. And I think he'd get a late victory. But I got Asplund in that fight. Next, we got Marwan Rahiki versus Hardwick. So I got Marwan Rahiki, sorry. I got Marwan. I just can't choose Hardwick. I know he went against a good guy's last fight and he got leg kicked. It's just, I did not see the toughness. I did not see the skill level that translated into the UFC. He is a great fighter. He's a really good regional fighter, good Cage Warriors fighter. UFC, I think it's a different level. Marwan, when he fought in the Contender Series, he went through a lot of adversity, and he overcame that adversity, and that makes me confident to pick him. He got good stuff going up the middle. Hardwick has volume striking and tricky striking that gets him into takedowns and tight clinch positions. He had good pressure. Hardwick got good pressure. Marwan is a younger, more talented guy. He does have good power. I don't like all the spinning shit he did his first fight. He actually has good grappling as well, Marwan does. I'm just going to rely on him to be the tougher fighter and to fight through the adversity more. It's easier said than done because Marwan was on the Contender Series. He wasn't in the UFC making his debut. However, Hardwick did not have a good performance, and I respect the fighters very much. I just got to keep it honest when I'm breaking down the fights. I'm not saying anything disrespectful. I know Hardwick is on Instagram a lot, or on TikTok, or YouTube, whatever. I'm not being disrespectful. I mean this with utmost respect. I'm just going to go with the tougher guy. Next fight, we got Andre Touchy Fili versus Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado got robbed his last fight. He absolutely beat Nathaniel Wood. It was not a close. It was a close round, perhaps. But if I got 90 points, you got 88 points. It's a close game, but I still beat you. I think he beat Nathaniel Wood. So that is relevant because I think this is a step down. I think Andre Fili is a step down. Andre Fili is a good, tough vet. Nathaniel Wood is too. I do think Nathaniel Wood is better at this point in his career. Andre Fili got good striking, could keep it on the feet. He's a sniper. He does have a little bit of wrestling. Jose was excellent on his Contender Series debut. He was excellent on the UFC debut. Just didn't go his way as far as the judges. A lot of weird judging that night. He got a lot of good knees. He's going to be, let me see, he is going to be, they're going to be same size, but he got a lot of good knees. He got good boxing, a tough Mexican-style fighter. I think he gets the victory. Mexican-style means he's tough, he's hard to finish. Doesn't mean anything derogatory, just in case y'all didn't know. Next, we got Oumar Sy versus Ian Cutelaba. I got Sy in this one. It is a close fight. Sy did shit the bed against Alonzo Menifield. But I don't think that game plan that Alonzo Menifield used, I don't think Cutelaba can do. Cutelaba he has layers to his game. He's not just a crazy brawler. He's shown that his last 3 fights when he's been kind of like waiting for his opponent to go first. He's been trying to counter recently, which is good. But Cutelaba does push forward. I don't like his takedown defense. That's what it comes down to. Sy is a level of grappler in the middleweight division. I do not like Cutelaba takedown defense. He went and then he goes against people like Ibu Aslan, and he takes him down. But then you look at his fight a couple fights ago, he's just kind of getting dominated. I think Sy is going to have the better grappling. He got a good jab. He's setting up his takedowns a lot better. And he's an improvement since that loss to Menifield, so that's why I got him to get the victory. Now we got the co-main event. This is the co-main event, guys. Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Robertson. I'm choosing them. They were supposed to fight before. I chose Amanda Lemos the first time. I'm choosing her again. I just think when she went against Tatiana Suarez, Lemos, she defended takedowns pretty decently. And I think Suarez is one of the best female wrestlers in the UFC. One of the best. I did not say the best. One of the best. I think she's a lot better of a wrestler than Robertson. Robertson is an excellent grappler. I just don't think Lemos does things well technically, like she gets the underhooks and she like really fights to stay on her feet. I think if Robertson can't get the takedown, I think she's in for a world of trouble. I really do, because Lemos is dangerous on the feet. She got the power. You can look at her build and kind of tell she got power. And Robertson, it is a world where she can't take her down, but I don't even think if she take her down, she's gonna be a submitter. And can she take her down in all 3 rounds? I don't know. I'm going to Amanda Lemos. Another close fight. It's a reschedule. I don't know if Lemos is 100%. Hopefully she is. Next, we got the UFC Fight Night main event. We got Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos. I got Kevin Vallejos. We are getting the victory. No, I'm just kidding. But Josh Emmett, he's a tough vet. Strong, good overhand. Not a lot of volume, but when he does land, he lands hard. Good wrestling. Kevin Vallejos, he's just one of those. I think Giga Chikadze and Josh Emmett is on near the same level. Maybe Giga's a little bit better, but they're the same level. Kevin Vallejos, he is fighting an older guy who's on a decline, and that's kind of dangerous. Kevin Vallejos, he's very, very excellent at all aspects of MMA. He got good wrestling. He got good takedown defense. His defensive striking is maybe not the best. He can improve on that. He can improve on everything because he's a fighter. But that's maybe his weaker suit. Would like to see him fight 5 rounds. If he can't get the finish, that'd be interesting. He is powerful. He's not, he's not that tall for the division, but he's going against a guy, the same height as him, so he'll be fine. But, I don't, this matchup, it can make sense. I just think there's other fights that you can make with Kevin Vallejos instead of making this one with Josh Emmett. However, Josh Emmett can make me eat my words and land a nice overhand. That's what makes him so dangerous in this fight, and that's what makes him a very valuable fighter to the UFC, even though he's a little older now. But those are my full predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you like my new camera. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're out.